You look at a real catastrophe like Katrina.
Hurricane Maria will go down as one of the deadliest natural disasters in U.S. history, from 64 to 2,975.
I'm not going to shut up about this. I'll go live every day until something happens. No one's come back to help us. Nothing has been done.
America has failed Puerto Rico. It has failed its people. This week, authorities raised the death toll in Puerto Rico to 2,975, which means Hurricane Maria, the storm the president claimed, wasn't really that bad.
Now, I hate to tell you, Puerto Rico, but you've thrown our budget a little out of whack.
Surpassed the death toll from both Hurricane Katrina in 2005, which was responsible for over 1,800 deaths, and the 1928 hurricane in Florida, which killed 2,500 people. The revised toll from Hurricane Maria is now nearly identical to the number of people who died from the 9/11 attacks, which was 2,977, including some who died years later from illnesses caused by toxic dust exposure. It is the deadliest storm to hit the US in over a century. Yes, the deadliest storm to hit the US, because Puerto Rico is a territory of the United States, and Puerto Ricans are United States citizens. Yet those citizens who survived are still living like this.
That's not the truth. There's people still dying. I know people who had to bury their family members in their yard.
This is American housing. These are Americans, still living in devastation. Where is the outrage? What, because it's not related to Stormy Daniels, or you can't get Michael Avenatti to do a segment on it while promoting his presidential aspirations, it gets overlooked? I understand the media is fascinated with every midnight tweet Trump sends, but this happened on his watch, and he's the one who failed the American people in Puerto Rico. This is not an Obama-made problem that he can blame it on, nor does it have anything to do with Hillary's emails. What, are you surprised neighborhoods still look like this? Was hand-tossing individual rolls of paper towels not enough? Maybe it comes down to the fact that not until months after the hurricane did anyone in the media begin to question the official death toll of just 64. But then CNN reporters surveyed about half of the funeral homes across the island and found that funeral home directors identified 499 deaths they considered to be hurricane related. And then in December, the New York Times estimated 1,052 excess deaths occurred after Maria. Not to forget the Harvard study based on door-to-door surveys that estimated Maria killed more than 4,600 people. And the overall cloudiness over these deaths is symbolic in the US government's lackadaisical response to this disaster. The death toll continues to rise because there hasn't been enough emphasis put on rebuilding. Of course more people are going to die as a result of the disaster when their living conditions remain like this. But instead of freeing up funds to help their fellow Americans, conservatives are out here pushing for a bloody space army to fight ET. Or a parade to show how super awesome our fighter jets are. Well, here's a thought. How about for a second, rather than putting funds into ways to glorify how patriotic you are, you spend money showing it. There is nothing more patriotic than uplifting your fellow Americans, than helping them to rebuild their communities and infrastructure so that they have at least the bare minimum. Every single Trump rally, you find people saying, he's putting Americans first. He cares about the American people, not just the coastal elites. But what about these Americans? Are they not included? Shouldn't he really be putting them first, considering the dire state of affairs our fellow citizens are left in? Don't let this disaster be swept under the radar. These are Americans in need. Spread this video, make the world aware of how this administration continues to fail its own Americans. If Trump won't put Puerto Rico first, make sure you do.